What is up, guys? It is a Tuesday evening at about 8:30. I am not wearing a Speedmaster. You guys might recognize this. For those of you that don't, I'm going to be talking about that today. I have a few other things on the table I'm also going to be talking about. So this is the last night of my employment at my former employer. So I'm enjoying the evening before my last day tomorrow, and then I start my new career in the jewelry business. So guys, wish me luck. I'm going to be working with diamonds and bracelets and all kinds of stuff like that, but I'm also going to be an AD for Omega, Bulova, Citizen, Tissot, Murano, Tag Heuer. So I have a lot more watches in front of me from day to day, and so I'm going to start doing a few reviews on those as well, just kind of branching out on that channel. And if I can add a little selfishness, if you guys need anything from those brands and are in the US, feel free to reach out to me. I'll see what I can do for you. But yeah, that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I just love watches and I needed a change, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So root for me. I'll let you know how it goes. But let's talk about these guys. Let's talk about this guy. Okay, so sitting in front of us are a couple of Cincystrapworks bands, NATOs to be exact, 22 millimeter NATOs to be exact. In gray and in red. The red one on a Casio Duro dive watch for under $50. This is one of the best dive watches you're ever gonna find. About them a little bit more in a minute. But first, what's on my wrist? So I am wearing a Seiko SKX007. That's right, I've been pulled into the world of Seiko, or more specifically the Church of SKX. These guys are crazy devoted to this watch, and I had no idea why until I got one. So to be clear, I have just gotten this piece. I've had it for about 3 days, so I've got limited wear on it. But having said that, well, I've worn it about 3 times. I've had it about 5 days. But, can't give a full review because I just got it, but I will tell you the things I do like already about it and the things that I don't. One of the first things is the size. I love the size. It's a sort of a vintage size, which I didn't expect. I expected it to be larger. I'd worn a few of the turtles. I was actually contemplating and still contemplating getting a turtle. So I expected this to run similar, but it's much smaller. One of my favorite parts about it, and actually probably my favorite part about it, is this sort of scalloped edging that it has on the lugs and the case. I love this. This is so comfortable. There's no rough edges to poke. The only semi-rough edges are these guards around the crown, which are also smooth. So yeah, just fantastic. One of my complaints actually is the crown. I wish that the crown had a call out. I had some sort of embossing to signify an SKX007, but you know, at the price point that these are at, you can't be that picky. Very smooth secondhand, something I never noticed, and I don't know if you guys would notice it either unless you had it in front of you, is the secondhand is actually 2 colors. You have the pointer end is the white, and then the counterbalance of the second hand is black with a little loom dot, which is just really cool. And actually when the loom is in full force, it's a really neat call out. It makes it very easy to read. This is a day date, which is something I think most of us already know. But another thing I was very impressed with was the loom, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. I'll dim these lights, and you can see this has been outside today, and we'll see what it looks like if I just dim the lights. And I can guarantee you it's fairly bright. Honestly, it's probably brighter than my Omegas, and possibly the brightest watch I own now. But at any rate, so has a screw down crown, so we're going to go ahead and screw that out. And then when we pull it, the first movement to the right and to the left sets your day and your date. We pull it out one more time, and that sets your hours, upwards to advance, downwards to reverse. Then that brings me to the other thing I don't like about the crown, which is not really the crown specifically, but the movement. Once it's pressed in and you go to manually wind it, like you do most of your automatics or manual wind watches, it just spins. There's no manual winding here. Zero, zilch, none, zip, none, zero. It's kind of annoying. I love winding watches. This is going to drive me crazy. Aside from that, it's fantastic. Push it in, lock it and turn, and you have a nice locked crown. So fantastic little watch, all things considered. But that's probably my my first and foremost kind of annoyance of this watch. I literally just walked over and turned the light off. Great loom. I was actually incredibly surprised by that. Yeah, just super stoked at how nice that is. And it's actually already come in handy. One of the things I've noticed on some forums, especially with the turtles and maybe some of the SKXs, is the bezel, the chapter ring, and the 12 o'clock do not always line up. Mine seems to line up pretty well. Although honestly, I don't really care one way or another, as I'm not a diver. And I think people maybe spend a little too much time worrying about that sort of thing. All right, so the light's back on. Cat's annoying me, so I'll set this down and I'll give you a better review at a later date on the SKX. As far as the Strapworks Synergy or Cincystrapworks NATOs. These are the Seatbelt NATOs. They're a little finer material. They are a stitched NATO. You can see the stitching in between the hardware there, and a little bit easier on the back. These are super comfortable, and they even give you a C.S.W emblem here, although I doubt you can see that. I talk a lot about cheapest NATO straps because honestly I just buy a lot of them because they're cheap. But if you want a little higher end NATO, these guys are fantastic, and you know, the shipping's a little quicker than cheapest NATO straps. I believe this guy started making these straps in like his garage, so that's really cool. A little bit of a neat history there. So but yeah, they make some really cool colors and some pretty average sizes too. This is a 22, as are both of these timepieces. So I have to admit, I'm kind of an SKX fan. I have one major complaint, which is I want to be able to wind it. But aside from that, I'm super happy with it so far. So I'll let you know what I think after I wear it, after I use it, after I beat it up a little bit. We'll come back to it. But till then, that's kind of all I have tonight. Yeah. So hope you guys have a fantastic evening. If you've thought about getting a SKX007 and this has been even halfway informative, I would appreciate the like. I would appreciate a subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And I would, more than either one of those things, appreciate what you think. So just shoot me a message below, or to wristwatch.addiction@gmail.com, or you can follow me at wristwatch.addiction on Instagram. You can message me there, but I'd love to know what you think, guys. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.